Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.co's daily brief. Here we are looking at the jackpot. This is sort of the back end side of our Algonator. And our plan here is to get this reporting the signals that Sjord his algo is spitting up here on a daily basis. We used to actually report the breadth of the broader market through the various different sectors, but unfortunately, Jackbot and SiteGuard, our North American host, aren't cooperating. So we're still working away on it, but one of the big things that Sjord's been working on here is a nice, powerful screener that just basically spit up ideas for you to take a look at if you are interested in the stock market on a daily basis. So both bullish and bearish. I just wanted to give you guys sort of a peek view of what the back end looks like. But anyway, let's start off our conversation. You know, we basically, the dashboard itself, ultimately, it's going to look like that. For now, we are working with the dashboard in its current form off of the site. And it gives us pretty good breadth information, gives us sort of just a nice, simple, keep you honest tool. And I think on balance, we had a bit of a pivot come in on the market there the other day. We've been talking recently about how the algo went into divergence here as the market was moving to new highs, and it's been melting down. You can see on the S&P 500, we're slowly going through the process of cleaning this up now. And we do have a confirmed double top now on the U.S. stock market. And I've been suggesting that if we get any sort of serious rallies to test those highs, that I'd be interested in joining that short trade. So we had left off yesterday, just suggesting that we were going to work an open order at our 78.6 fib here. That order is just working away, and you can see how the market's just slowly climbing the wall of worry into these trend lines. So as you can see, I've got that short trade working, but the short order working, but no fills there just yet. If we look at the broader market just in general, really interesting to watch the wranglings back and forth out of Washington. On balance, I think it was interesting. We've been watching oil for a while now, and we had that bit of a turn yesterday come in on the oil market. I think this is really more technical than anything else. Good old Mountain Man level was tagged there a few times, and the market just really didn't have any interest in going any lower. And so path of least resistance. What's interesting is if we just even look at this price range, because price spent so much time in this range up here, value is actually up top here, not down below. And I think what's happening here is, we've basically accepted back into value. My hunch is we're probably going to have to work our way back up to the POC here. I was reading in the rags, like ConocoPhillips, I think, had a big upgrade today. If I can spell it correctly. Where's stocks? Stocks, ConocoPhillips. There we are. Nope, not that one. I guess it's here. I don't know what that is. No, that's not right. CO. You think I'd have these silly symbols all ready to go for you guys. There it is. Hey, COP in the US. And you can see how violent the gap higher was here this morning. Right? Remember, we've been talking about like ExxonMobil and stuff like that. Why are these stocks so damn depressed? I think I was reading on the wires this morning that they had discovered a huge new oil reserve. So we might see this kind of action on the oil stocks, and that's sort of our indication that, okay, the slide is finally over. I think, and if we probably look at ExxonMobil, it's probably trying to get off its feet, off its knees here. Let's see. So remember we had Sjord's awesome algo signal from back in the beginning of January. Wow, that seems like forever ago right there. And now you can finally start to see double bottoms coming in here. So we're probably actually, if we look at the algo, I bet we're probably going to get bullish signals from ExxonMobil now. So it looks to me like the energy market itself has stabilized here, which will probably, put some sort of floor into stock prices themselves. Probably going to put a bit of a top in the bond market. We've been talking recently about how bonds needed to rally up and fill in that gap. And it was interesting how late last week we had sort of said, well, we haven't quite filled the gap in yet. And sure enough, there was one more burst higher in the tank to fill the gap in. You can see we're back at this key trend line here. And if the bond market believes that the oil market's bottomed, obviously oil's, your leading inflation component. Energy prices are always, cost push, demand pull. You've heard me talk about that before. So if energy prices are perceived to be heading higher, then I can understand bonds are going to be weak here. And, our thesis all along to play the bond market long was just simply looking for a fill of this gap up top here sometime into the summer. I think we're still stuck in this trading range. And, if we look at the bank stock, same sort of thing. They were approaching the bottom end of the range, and now they're rallying back up to the top end of the range. And then if we talk about our, January barometer and how it had suggested we were going to have a big push up at the beginning of the year, and then things were going to just sort of go sideways for a while. Well, there's your big push up. We're rallying again. We're trying to go back up and test the high end of the range. My hunch is there's 38.2. My hunch is through the spring, we're just going to do a lot of back and forth here. We'll see what happens. Only time will tell, as they always say. And as I said, I'll try and do some sharpshooting here. If we do get a rally up against these highs, I'll short and I'll just risk the new highs there. Probably the last thing that we should look at in the broader stock market, if we're thinking oil up, bonds down, probably US dollar is, I would imagine, up on the day. Let's see how it's doing. Up 20 ticks. We've had this structural failure here. Remember M-top, longer time cycles. This is what's supposed to happen into this fear cycle peak. I think, we had a big slide here, so this is dead cat bounce. My hunch is we're probably going to come back and play against this trend line, which happens to be the 30 SMA. And if we probably put our, our first stop target on here, my hunch is 38.2 is right in that area as well. Let's see if we go, boom. Yeah, there we go. So 38.2 is right against that trend line, right against that moving average. My hunch is that's where she wants to go. And if energy prices are pointing higher, they do call this the petrodollar now. So, I wouldn't be surprised if energy prices are uppy, that the US dollar is going to be uppy, which probably means that the euro and stuff are going to take a bit of a pause. You can see we smacked up against the 200 SMA here. We have put in this structural bottom, but it feels weak. I wouldn't be surprised if we have to go back down and test these lows. Interesting, we're coming up against value low here now, so let's watch. Maybe we get a nice little turn through here and then head back up, but for the time being, fractal top, momentum indicators aren't looking very happy here. So all in all, I think it makes sense that we look for a bit of a pause in the international currencies. And I would imagine our Japanese yen's probably looking toppy as well. Let's see what we got here. Smaller fractal, but nonetheless, little toppy. You can see she's probably going to bang back down into the POC. Volume actually doesn't look too bad here, so I think it's more capital coming out of Europe. And of course, we've got now Brexit is official, and the Brexiters are all Brexiting. So, we should probably keep an eye on the British pound. I wouldn't be surprised after all that rigmarole, we actually see a counter-trend rally in the British pound. But for the time being, she's just stuck right in this trading range. Top of the range, bottom of the range, big hurry up and do nothing. And until this range really resolves, I think that's probably sort of the hallmark of the currency markets. I wouldn't be surprised if the currency markets are actually following the British pound's lead here. All right, so that brings us to the yellow stuff. Good old gold. I guess, considering what we see in the bonds, considering what we see in the US dollar, my hunch is the gold's probably looking a little toppy here. Where the hell is the damn gold? It's on here somewhere. There it is. If we just look at the futures, we can see they're down about $5. Yeah, a little bit heavy. We might even have a nice harmonic that sets up a, pull back into this 1166 area. It'd look really interesting to me. Flirting with value here, you can see we're trying to accept back into value. Well, and even if we zoom out in the entire range, we're right at the POC here. I mean, literally tosses the coin. Do we pop up and fill in the Druckenmiller gap, or do we crap out and head back down, test value low, fill in the notches here? I think it's anybody's guess. I certainly don't have a setup there right now, so got to just sort of let the dust settle here. If we look at our silver, we haven't looked at silver in a bit. Same sort of thing, just sitting, basically middle of the road. We could break either way here. Anybody got a coin in their pocket? Considering the uppiness of the energy market, the uppiness of the US dollar, the downiness of the euro, my hunch is we're probably going to have to do some cleanup here, but all that is a hunch. Nothing more, nothing less. All right, so, and then, always a good idea before we finish off here, take a look at our little junior stocks. They're doing absolutely nothing. Par for the course. Business as usual. Okay, let's head on over to crypto now. Thought it was interesting. First and foremost, we've been talking about this trend line on Phoenix, and I think really this is dominating price right now. You can literally see the market rallied up right to that trend line yesterday. Actually put in a potential fractal here. So if we go through yesterday's lows, that'll basically tell you that was a rejection of that test of the trend line. And my message all along here has been that seasonally, Bitcoin usually likes to bottom near the end of April, beginning of May. And, we had a big fundamental event. I'm hearing now, somebody actually posted in the lounge this morning that the Bitcoin Unlimited guys are trying to do a 51% attack or something like that on the network. I don't know whether you guys saw that kind of stuff. So I think James, he posted that piece. I'd be interested if somebody had the news link, because I wouldn't mind tweeting that out. But you can clearly see here, if we lose this fractal low from yesterday, then it means that this dead cat bounce rally has played itself out. These are V bottoms anyway, so they need to be tested for us to believe that this is a bottom. So my hunch is, and gee whiz, here comes the weekend. It's almost like this is getting a bit cliche where, Monday to Friday, the adults play and they keep price relatively stable. We head into the weekend, all the adults close up business for the week in New York and London and Tokyo, and, the kids get to play. And it almost seems like the mid-tier, the demons come out of the closet on the weekends, and then they dump price and everybody panics and, oh my God, the end of the world. And then they rally the damn thing right back into Sunday evening, Monday morning, and then the damn thing just goes sideways again for the business week. So I don't know whether this is a trend that's developing, a pattern that's developing. Well, keep an eye on it over the coming weeks and months. See if there's any consistency to it and whether we can make money off of it. I think any way you slice it, 200 period moving average is down here. I don't see any reason why we can't tag that. As soon as we start making higher lows and higher highs, then I can change my tone. But as long as we keep making lower highs and lower lows, really, there isn't any change for me. It was interesting. I saw guys, guys that I actually respect, guys like John Bollinger and stuff, coming out with bullish comments here. But I just think, just me personally, I think it's too early for us to put the bear to bed. And, if I think about natural extension levels and where price usually likes to correct to, I did notice, if we look at things like China, it makes sense why the market bounced where it did on Friday. Bitcoin lives, mountain man, all that kind of crazy talk. You can see in China today's action has literally brought the market right back to 38.2. And really, whatever way this resolves, and here it is Thursday, if we resolve bearishly into tomorrow, well, that's basically going to suggest that, get ready for another wave lower. And indeed, if we look at shorter term charts like the forwards, I had put this chart. Remember, you guys, I did this chart yesterday, and I said, let's just keep an eye and let's see if this massive head and shoulders pattern starts to develop. And I thought it was really interesting. Look what time of day it was right on this candle here. And I don't know whether my trading view is stalling here, but do you guys notice that was right into the New York kill zone? So remember we had said yesterday that they set up this trap to get all the retail noobs going short through the London kill zone. Then they rallied it up, and they did the same thing for the New York kill zone. So, I mean, it's quite remarkable to watch these pivots right through these kill zones. It's almost cliche after a while. I had been posting in the lounge, and my comments recently were I was like, well, geez, and we're gonna have to get the cat ping pong gifts out because it looked to me like we were in for a good dose of 38.2 ping pong here. And as we sort of looked at that China chart, it's come back to 38.2. Here's OKCoin forwards. They've come back to 38.2. And good old Ray Burchett says, don't make any big decisions about the market until 38.2 has been resolved. Do you guys see why Ray suggests we do this? Anybody? I don't know whether, can you even hear me? Am I still connected? Hey, Jeremy says yes. All right. So this, your lesson for the day, everybody wants, whoops, didn't mean to do that. I'm glad I wasn't naked or anything. But, your lesson for the day, right, is write it down in your journal. This shit is so powerful, man. Don't do anything until you let 38.2 resolve itself. And a guy like Ray, he really likes to use the Williams percentage R. And he would just simply say, and all our level oneers and all our graduates should know this, that the move through the minus 50 line would be Ray's Q. So, if the Williams percentage R bottomed and then broke up through the minus 50 line on some sort of structure, that would be his signal to go long. If the Williams percentage R broke down through the minus 50 area on some sort of structure, that would be his signal to go short. Any way you slice it, I think on balance, like we said, off the higher time frames, V bottoms are not sustainable. At some point, this low really should be tested. And do you find it? I find it really interesting. Do you guys notice that the reload zone here is going to be nothing more than the market just coming down and testing these candle body lows? See that? Candle body low, right in reload zone. Wicks and tails like to be eaten. We might go and explore this tail in here a little bit. And if this reload zone does hold, then maybe we got some sort of bottom to work with. So keep your eyes peeled through the weekend. Let's see, ideally what would be perfect is if we just got a nice little quiet bottom and away we go. That would be ideal, right? But, we can dream, right? Technician sits there and dreams about, oh, what would I like the chart to look like? But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. So, always a lot of, hold on a second, I got to sneeze. A lot of what we do as technicians is just sort of think, okay, what could the future look like? Thank you, Grim and Jeremy. And that's why I sort of put on these kind of images like I did yesterday. I just said, you know what, let's maybe think about what the potentials could look like. And what I love is when you do these kind of postulations, total hypothesis, and then just watch the market carve out these patterns as expected. I think it's so cool, man. I love that. So on balance, my expectations here, believe it or not, is to actually look for a rally back up to test this high, maybe to come up to these candle bodies, maybe to test value high, and then for us to roll over. Let's see what happens. And of course, tomorrow we'll have a daily brief and we'll take a look and see what happened. All right, so that's sort of your Bitcoin summary. Here is that reload zone on the OKCoin forwards. You can see value low. You can see this notch down in here. You can see the key support levels, right? This is going to be the battle area if there's going to be one, if this is indeed, an actual low. I'm not really been watching MEX too closely because I got a little frustrated with their website, but nonetheless, you can see the counter trend rally into their reload short zone here. Remember that was 38.2, all that kind of talk. And you can see, head and shoulders is kind of idea. You can see the structural level here. If MEX loses this, in fact, you could even argue it's just flirting with disaster right now. If it loses these levels, then you can see the structure, and oh boy, she's rolled over. But I do notice that these MEX guys, there's an awful lot of funny business that goes on over here. So I don't know. I forced myself to actually, and it's too bad for you guys who just took the level 1 here. You've just been watching me fucking around on MEX. I tried to take the time to really learn the platform. I think I have. But ironically enough, even after all of that, I think I'm actually more comfortable trading the OKCoin forwards, which will make Thomas laugh immensely. But oh well. All right. So there's your Bitcoin summary, and really my expectations is a bit more sideways. Get ready for the fireworks into the weekend. Little coins, I was actually quite pleased to see, and I'm a little bummed at myself because I went on my platform on the BitMEX, and I actually noticed that I had bought some Litecoin in here, but I guess it was just a trade setup because I immediately sold it at a very small loss, so it must have been a setup that I was trading in here. But wow, what a rally on Litecoin this morning. That actually caught me by surprise. I really wasn't expecting that. Did notice some people in the lounge were posting off, hey, I got doubles. So way to go, guys. Awesome job. And really, the bottom line here is, we're all running our own individual trading plans. And really, the purpose of this site is to, equip you with the basic tools to go and hunt setups. Hopefully all of us can see this beautiful little double bottom down here. It's funny how people sort of forget about Litecoin. There are, of course, a lot of Litecoin haters out there in the world. But, if you were just following trading plan, you notice this trading range down in here. And I don't know whether we got momentum. Oh, yeah, fuck me. Look at it. Can everybody see the bullish divergence in MACD here? And Willie was stupid with a little W. And I wouldn't be surprised if this darn OBV also had a W in it as well. So, the irony of all of this is that it sure looks to me like there was a setup here. Let's see. What happens if I just go no scale? There we go. So, oh no, come on you. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, there it is. So you got a cute little W in OBV, cute little W in Willie. We got bullish MACD divergence. Where's Sebastian? Sebastian, this got your trade written all over it, man. And of course, little double bottom in price, and woohoo, fucking A, man. So new site members, people that are like, well, Brian, I haven't got a fucking clue what you're talking about here, right? What we really want to find is show me W's. Show me W's. Show me W's. If we just look at price itself, hopefully, can everybody see when I change it just to a simple line chart? Can everybody see the W? All right, down, up, down, breakout. Everybody see the W? W, W, W. Right? Let's get some new people. Phil, I don't know you. Do I know you, Phil? Do you see the W? What else we got here that I don't know? Geez, we got a whole bunch of people in here today. Christopher. Do I know Christopher? I don't know. Christopher, can you see the W? And really, guys, I will learn this, right? Learn it, live it, love it, right? Are you guys even here? Is anybody listening to me? How about Andrew or Aaron? right? Like, this is what you're here to learn. Learn this shit and then go out and fucking own this. And what's interesting about this W is that the market actually even came back and checked the double bottom breakout. I know a lot of traders that that will let the W happen, and then on the pullback, that's actually where they really want to try and sneak in, is on this pullback bar. You know, and good old Brian and his reload zones and stuff like that. What do you think the odds are that that was in a reload zone down in there? My hunch is probably pretty good. And actually, this isn't a bad testament. Yep, look at that, eh? This isn't a bad testament to what I sort of suggested in the lounge this morning. You know, we do have new site members that are very much trading like the public. You know, they're acting the way that they're supposed to. And, you know, we got a lot of altcoin markets that are all just racing higher here, right? And they're like, oh, I want to buy something. I want to buy something, right? And they're like, okay, should I go buy Litecoin up here? And it's like, oh, fuck me. Right? I mean, what you guys got to do, and I sort of posted it in the lounge this morning, and I noticed Jeremy, he's keeping a close eye on me. He's posting my open orders too, which I find hilarious. Thank you, Jeremy. But in the lounge, and by all means, if you want to know what orders I'm working, what levels I'm working, just ask me. I'm more than happy. You guys are my peeps. Why wouldn't I tell you guys what orders I'm working? So, you know, what I do is I pick my levels, draw my reload zones, all that kind of shit, right? And I just work my orders at my level. Oh, we lost Patrick. Oh, well. Oh, I hope you enjoyed this. So if you want to know where I'd be willing to buy something, where I'd be willing to risk my hard-earned money, just feel free to ask. I try to post this relatively often, but you guys can see, I mean, I'm more than happy to be a buyer. There's lots and lots of stuff I want to buy, but you got to understand, I won't get suckered into paying top retail dollar for what I want to buy. I want to pay my levels. And if that means that I miss the trade, then it means that I miss the trade. And I'm okay with that. I mean, that's perfectly fine by me. So what's going to be a really interesting tell, you know, now keep in mind, and people that have been on the site here through the past 6 months, there was a long period there in like October, November, December, where you couldn't give these altcoins away. You literally couldn't give them away. And I was doing these daily briefs and just saying to everybody, fuck, I'm buying, I'm buying, I'm buying, I'm buying. Oh, I got filled again. Oh, I bought more. Oh, I bought more. Do you think I'm going to be doing much buying right now with these charts looking like this? Is this the kind of environment where we should be buyers? Right? And what have I been doing of recent? And I know a lot of people, a lot of new people to trading are going to be like, oh, Brian, you're so boring. Oh, look at guys, I'm here to make money from trading. That's what I'm here to do. And the odds of going in and buying an asset like this here and actually seeing another double are actually fairly slim. It might keep going, but you're not betting, you know, you're not playing the odds. In fact, I would say the odds are this thing might work its way up here. Great, you get like a 10, 20% return, and then it craps out back down to the bottom, and you're like, oh, fuck me. And you're sitting on a dog for 6 months. I've seen that happen time and time again. So this is going to be a really interesting tell to see whether our new people have the patience and discipline to, you know, identify what it is they need to see to actually get them to pull the trigger, and whether they actually do that. I can tell you absolutely right now, there will be no setup that I will ever talk about that will get me buying a market that looks like this. And the worst part about it, of course, is, you know, the market has jumped up, and it's kind of like the Dash story, same sort of thing. There's no fucking way I can be a buyer through any of this. And if I want to be a buyer, I got to draw my reload zones, and I got to be damn patient and just wait for the market to work back to my levels. Does that make sense? New people to the site? Do we have any new people? Phil, what do you think? Andrew? Aaron? All right, somebody's PIVX. What the fuck is a PIVX? This is actually one I took some profits on today. Look at it. This is Alex's coin. Alex just had his big presentation in Toronto. How do you think the presentation went? I think the presentation went pretty well. So way to go, Alex. Yeah, PIVX. I'm not quite sure. Obviously I can't chase that. I know what it is. And in FN, what I found interesting about that PIVX is they're talking, they use the dreaded fork word. Fork, fork. I think on balance, what you have to really appreciate here is, and who asked about this? Aaron. Aaron, do you think there's any way in hell I could be a buyer here? I can't, I just can't touch it. You've missed the trade. Vote for us, 2 days left. Pfft, as if. If you did want to be a buyer of PIVX, the irony of it all is the market gave you selling a double and a triple. Yeah, there you go. What's ironic, Aaron, and what we have to learn as traders is, can you see where the market actually put the floor in? Our good old W's. Down, up, down, held to lows, breakout. If you really want to be a fucking kick-ass trader, what you really want to do is identify RLZs. And then when we get down into RLZs, go into super stalking mode. All right. Any kind of bullish action through here is your buy signal. So can you see the difference of where I would be long? Something like this. I don't know. Anywhere in here, it doesn't really matter. Let's just go there, right? And then zoom out. That's where I'd be long this name. And the weird thing is like ETH did exactly the same thing. In fact, I even think I have my ETH chart on here. And, Dash, same thing. I think I have this on the chart. Let's see. Oh, no, I guess I got rid of it. That's too bad. I mean, basically, can you see the little double bottom? This is where we're long Dash, right? Right down here. Do you see the little double bottomsies? Right? Aaron, what do you think? Does that make sense? Do you see where that is down there? That's where we want to be long, right? Not up here. So if we go back to your PIVX chart, there's the bottom. This is so funny. You can't even see the fucking level. Really, I would argue, we can start thinking about buying if price gets back down to here, 21,000. But my hunch is this is going to do a whole bunch of back and forth. I wouldn't even be surprised if we go up and take out this high. Remember what they did to the top callers on Dash itself, right? They totally embarrassed them. And some guys on Reddit going, oh, I've mortgaged my farm and I'm toast. So, I can't even participate in this kind of market. This is just a mess. We do have some site members that were like totally gung-ho on things like the bot. I could see, traders, if we drill down to a lower time frame, trading like little trade setups. Can you see like there to there and there to there? So can you, this is, if I was like prop trading crude, right? And I'm coming into work and Nebraska wants me to trade. I'm there to fucking trade. Get off your ass and fucking take a trade, you lazy ass son of a bitch. Oh, wait a minute. Nightmares of Nebraska coming back to haunt me. But anyway, can you guys see the bot setup? Market has to go at least 33%, no more than 66. So it did that. Then, and I don't know, Greg, have you got to know, Greg's here now. Hey, have you got to know Nebraska? Maybe he's toned down a little bit in his old age. But, man, he used to be pretty damn crispy some days. All right, so we set the bot up off of this key pivot low. And then we just simply go and set the bot levels. And we'll flip that around. And there's your day trader setup. Go long off the 25 level, right? Look at this beautiful bottom. Where's Chris? Chris, man. Chris, he was trading the bot like a fucking storm. But can everybody see the bot setup here? And new people to trading. In essence, this is the model that I used to use when I was a funded crude trader. In essence, we set up the range, we wait for the consolidation, we throw on our AB equals CD extensions, you buy if you see 3 solid lows that defend your stop here, right? We got this key massive candle body reversal, which is beautiful. That's what you want. We got a nice juicy tail where they ran some stops but couldn't go through here, and then we got a nice candle body low here as well. And do you guys notice? Can you see how the W? Oh, Chris, is that our bot, Chris? Or you are? Oh, cool. So, Chris, do you see the bot here? I mean, and actually what I recommend, and I even did this with Sebastian in his tutorial, is you want to get really good at trading a setup. Literally take the next month and commit yourself. You don't have to spend any money at all. You just simply have to go in and watch the video tutorial. And the cool part about it, guys, and how am I doing on time, Garrett? Am I talking too much? I got to be careful here. Just simply go into the tutorials and just watch. I did like a half an hour explanation of how the bot works right here in the setups. And it basically just walks you through blah, 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 blah. That guy, man, that guy's got an annoying voice. But it basically just walks you through this whole setup, step by step by step by step. So who was asking about that PIVX? Aaron. You know, as an investor, no fucking way I can touch it. No way in hell I could touch that. But as a trader, I might take a real good look at, you know, I'm here to trade. Nebraska wants me to trade. I want a day trade. I might drill down to the lower time frames, hunt things like bots, and you can see basically here is the entry level, and the market set the trade up perfectly. Can you guys see? And this is what I love about the bot, is that literally just let the market tell you. I can see that the market is setting up this level. And then market hits 50%, move your stop to scratch. So at this point, whatever happens, happens. If we pull back, you walk away at scratch. Big deal. Market hits 66. I can now start moving my stop up and just use market structure to move your stops. And there's your 100% target. Oh, and gee whiz, look at this. For all our level 2ers and graduating level 1ers, do you notice that right at this ABCD target, there's a cute little gap right there. There's also a gap right there that needed to be filled in. So if anything, there was actually some anecdotal evidence that there was some unfinished business up top. So Aaron, does that sort of help you a little bit? Investor, couldn't fucking touch it. And you know where, as an investor, I'm long. Like way, way, way down off the bottom. As a trader, coming to the market to trade on a daily basis, man, I could see setups here. But this is total trade. Traders got to trade. So everybody got your lesson on the difference between investing and trading. Make sense? Okay, we're at about 9:40 here in the morning, so that's about 40 minutes. What do you think? Do you guys feel like you got your money's worth today? Garrett, what do you think? You think Garrett is my my barometer as to whether I feel like I've done a good job or not. Okay, so why don't we leave it at that? In fact, here, Aaron, your special assignment is to go and watch the bot videos, and I want you to explain how this trade setup works. There's the actual chart, okay? So your special assignment is basically, I want you to go in, learn the bot, and tell me what you're supposed to do off of all of these levels. All right, you up for it? Shall we turn you into a monster bot trader? All right, once you've identified all the levels and how you should act, post the chart in the lounge to show me that you did it. All right? Okay, why don't we, and tell me what you should be doing right as of this moment right here, right? What should be your mindset right now? So that's your special assignment. Okay, guys, why don't we leave it at that for today? I hope you had yourself an awesome daily brief. And as I said, off of the Jackbot, man, we're getting the signals coming in fast and furious. So we're working, really hard to try and get that information out to you. Sjord's been a bit under the weather of late, so I certainly haven't been pressing him. So look for that information coming down the pike. I thank heavens the fucking double train slowed down a little bit. It was just getting absolutely nuts there the other day. The only trade that I've done here today was we had another double level hit on Alex's UBQ, so I booked some profits. I'll be doing that right up later on for today. And other than that, I think if anything, I'm kind of like, okay, let's just cool our jets. Everybody calm down. All right, so have yourselves a great day. All the best. Let's keep an eye out for this Head and Shoulders. Ah, look at that. The fucking rally's already starting, motherfuckers. I'm looking for a test of this top, let's call it 1150, 1160 on the OKCoin forwards. And then, dun, dun, dun. We got to get ready for the weekend shenanigans. All right, guys, have yourselves an awesome day. All the best, and bye for now.